Welcome to St Anthony's Catholic Church in Farnham Royal, Slough, England. Today, 15th of February 2026, the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A. Today's Gospel is from Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 to 37. It was said to those of old, but I say to you. At that time, Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly, I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not an iota, not a dot, will pass from the law until all is accomplished. Therefore, whoever relaxes one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever does them and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. For I tell you, unless your righteousness exceeds that of the scribes and Pharisees, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to those of old, 'You shall not murder, and whoever murders will be liable to judgment.' But I say to you that everyone who is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. Whoever insults his brother will be liable to the council, and whoever says, 'You fool,' will be liable to the hell of fire. So if you are offering your gift at the altar and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you are going with him to court, lest your accuser hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you be put in prison. Truly, I say to you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny. You have heard that it was said, 'You shall not commit adultery.' But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body be thrown into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body go into hell. It was also said, 'Whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce.' But I say to you that everyone who divorces his wife, except on the ground of sexual immorality, makes her commit adultery, and whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of old, 'You shall not swear falsely, but shall perform to the Lord what you have sworn.' But I say to you, do not take an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. And do not take an oath by your head, for you cannot make one hair white or black. Let what you say be simply yes or no. Anything more than this comes from evil.
If you desire, you will keep the commandments. And to act faithfully is a matter of choice. Life and death are in front of people, and whichever one chooses will be given him. Words we heard this morning from the book of Sirach, chapter 15 to 20. Apart from the gift of life, another great gift God gave to us as human beings is the gift of freedom. Freedom to do whatever we like. Freedom to choose. Freedom to decide. Freedom to act or not to act. In today's first reading taken from the book of Sirach, God explains the concept of human freedom when he says to his people, "If you wish, you can keep my commandments." To act faithfully is a matter of choice. I have placed before you water and fire. Feel free to choose whichever you prefer. Life and death are the two options before you. Whichever one chooses will be given to them. However, God added, be sure of this, that I have given you freedom to do whatever you want. But please, I have not given anyone permission to sin. But you are free to decide or choose what you want to be or what you want to do. This sounds like an open check, a blank check. But the thing is that God respects our freedom so much that He even allows us to use the gift of freedom He has given to us to sin against Him, to disobey Him, or even to reject Him through our choices. On the other hand, God loves us so much that He continuously invites, encourages, and inspires us to use the gift of freedom He has given to us to serve Him, to love Him, to honor Him, and to follow Him. Now, but why would God give us such a gift of freedom, and still expect us to use it wisely and faithfully? You know, when you give a blank check to someone, it is a demonstration of your confidence and trust on that person, perhaps based on their proven integrity or faithfulness, or the fact that they are good people. So you believe in your head that they wouldn't abuse that freedom, that opportunity. So when God gives us this freedom, He is saying to us that having established the commandments to give you guidance on your journey of life, having given you in abundance my Holy Spirit to inspire you and to lead you and to direct you, I am pretty sure that you are not going to abuse this freedom. What a risk. Now, on our own part, how can we faithfully exercise this gift of freedom God has given to us? Just two ways for today. Number one, forming our conscience and listening to our conscience. As Christians, our conscience should be formed according to Christian virtues and according to Christ's teaching. Now, if a conscience is well formed in matters of right and wrong, the chances are that you will always make good use of your freedom, you will always choose well, you always decide well. As a person, have you noticed actually that before you make a moral decision, before you make a choice before you, there are usually two voices that speak to you in your mind or in your head. One says to you, do it. The other says, don't do it. Now, assuming that the thing you want to do is something that is morally wrong, the object is wrong, the voice that says to you, do it, is usually very strong, loud, and sometimes persuasive, giving you reasons why you should do it. Nathaniel, do it. After all, everybody is doing it. Even David, he did it. Or Nathaniel, do it. God is merciful. Go to confession afterwards and he will forgive you. Nathaniel, do it. You will like it. Enjoy it. You will be happy. Just do it. Just try. But the other voice, which tells you not to do it, is usually very tender and gentle. Now, the fact is that these two voices can never be right at the same time. Only one can be right. Now, if a conscience is well formed in matters of right and wrong, you will then be able to discern which of the two voices is the voice of reason, the voice of God. And so guided, you will be able to exercise your freedom to choose, your freedom to decide very well accordingly. Sometimes we say that someone has no conscience, meaning that such person hasn't got before him the idea of moral wrong or right, meaning that sometimes they act without guilt, without remorse, without any sense of responsibility. It means, therefore, that such conscience is already hardened by continuously rejecting the inner voice. Or that conscience was poorly or badly formed because the person had continuously rejected to be guided by the commandments of God and Christian teachings. Another way we can use our freedom very well is that sometimes we must recognize that we mustn't use it. In fact, part of the beauty of having freedom or having powers and authority is acknowledging that although you have all these powers, all this freedom to act or not to act, that sometimes you may not necessarily use it. Because using it at that moment may either escalate the situation or you make a moral mistake. For example, the freedom to choose, the freedom to decide, the freedom to act should not be used when you are emotionally overwhelmed. For instance, when you are so excited or overly happy, please do not make a promise. When you are so upset, raging, angry, please do not take a decision. Because at that moment, your reasoning has switched off and it has gone on a self-vacation. You are being controlled at that moment by your emotion. You are not fully yourself. Whatever decision you take at that moment may not be the best option for you. People have given out certain secrets or information that we entrusted to them in confidence because they were overly excited. People have given out their password or their PIN numbers because of a few minutes of enjoyment, because they were emotionally super at the moment. Do you remember how John the Baptist was killed in the Bible? King Herod, who imprisoned him, had no intention of killing him, at least from what we read from the Bible. However, when the king had his birthday, Herodias' daughter danced so beautifully, entertaining the king and his guests. The king was so delighted, he was so happy. Out of that excitement, he said to the lady, "Ask me whatever you want me to give you, and I will give it to you. Even if it is the half of my kingdom, I'm willing to give it to you." So the girl went to her mother, and inspired by her mother, she came back to the king and said, "King, I do not want half of your kingdom. All I want is the head of John the Baptist." Because the king had made a promise out of excitement, he had to kill John the Baptist because he couldn't take back his word. So John the Baptist was killed because the king made a promise out of excitement. Yes, we have got the freedom to choose. We have got the freedom to decide. We have got freedom to choose from options before us. But sometimes we might, out of necessity, delay the application, the exercise of that freedom. Allow waters to settle because of your condition. Either you're angry or you're super excited. Sometimes someone will send you a message that upsets you. It could be an email, it could be a WhatsApp message, and you are tempted to reply immediately. Please don't. You have the freedom to reply, to click the send button. Please hold on. Walk away a little bit. Perhaps take a cup of tea, or you have got whiskey. Take whiskey. Calm yourself. Give time. Whereas when you go back to that mail again, you may find another way to reply. Sometimes when you see me take a walk in the evening, it's not necessarily because I want to have an exercise. I like exercise and I do it. It could be that there's stuff on my desk that requires me to take a decision. Either they are very sensitive or fragile, or because the message is quite challenging to me. Maybe the tone of the message. I might decide to just put up my earphone and walk around. It's not because I want to stretch out my legs. It's because I want to move away from that moment. Because if I take a decision based on the way I felt or I was feeling, I might make a mistake. I might regret, or I may not be proud of later on. So sometimes we have the freedom. God has given us the freedom, but we mustn't always exercise it. Sometimes delay the application, sometimes delay the exercise. Come back to that matter again. You might have a better disposition to attend to it. So dear friends, God today reassures us that He has given us a wonderful gift, the gift of freedom. You are, as a human being, you are free to decide what you want to do. You are free to choose who you want to be. But remember that every free choice made by any human being carries corresponding consequences, merits, demerits, or sometimes repercussions. So when you are exercising your freedom, always be sure that whatever you choose, if you choose A instead of B, if you choose B instead of A, there are indeed consequences to every choice made. And some consequences are short-term, some are long-term, some indeed will affect our eternal salvation. And that is why, while we are exercising our freedom to choose, our freedom to act, our freedom to decide, whether it is water or fire, whether it is life or death, maybe we need to pray with the psalmist of today when he says in the last stanza, Lord, give me the insight to know your law. Give me the insight to observe your commandment wholeheartedly. And I'll add, especially when I'm in a position to exercise my freedom to choose A or B, or to decide about A or B.
Follow us for weekly gospel and homily service.